What's up, guys? Welcome back. My name is Ryan Malinowski, and you're watching Rants. Since this is 100% my opinion, you know it's 100% correct. This week, quit your job. No, seriously, quit your job. If you think staying in a job where you don't have purpose, you don't have passion for it, and it's not fulfilling is the right way to go, and you just need to stick it out, your Kool-Aid is strong. Maybe you went to college for this thing. Maybe you've invested lots of money into this degree path or this job path or career, and it's not what you thought it would be. Any moment you stay there is a moment too long. You've got to get out. Don't fall into the trap. Get out of the job and find something you're more passionate about. Find something that is more fulfilling for you. Cut back where you can if you need to. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Look, this is a topic that I am very passionate about. I can't tell you how often I talk to people and they come to me and they say, oh man, I hate my job, right? We've all had this experience. We're talking to a friend. I hate my job. My question is always, okay, why do you work there? What are you doing there? If you don't have a good answer, there's no need to be there. Now, don't get me wrong. If you love your job, keep it. But if you hate your job, every minute you stay there is a minute longer that you can't be investing into something that is truly a passion of yours. It's become even more obvious to me over the past year or so that a purpose is one of the most important things that you could be striving for in life, knowing your purpose. That's different for everybody, right? Your purpose might be to be the best McDonald's manager you could be. It's not for everyone, but there are people out there that's their purpose and they find great joy doing that, right? Your purpose might be to create a startup and create the next new big app that's out there, right? And make millions of dollars, and that's your purpose. Maybe you're passionate about the homeless and you want to be in that arena of things in a nonprofit type of role, working with those people, right? So the point is, if you're not investing all of your time in your passion, you're not investing all of your time in yourself, and you're making somebody else either very rich over it or very fulfilled through it, right? So quit your job. That's the first step. But Ryan, wait, I need money. I need X. I need Y. I need Z. Yeah, you do. You're right. You need all those things. You need food, you need gas in your car, you need to pay for insurance, your mortgage, your kids, whatever. The list goes on, right? But that doesn't mean that you're doing the best things for those situations by staying where you are. If you're not passionate about it, it's not worth your time. Plain and simple. And if you're not passionate about it, you're not doing your bank account, your family, your community, wherever you interact in life, you're not doing them a service. Most importantly, you're not doing yourself a service and you're not doing your future you a service, okay? So if you love your job, again, stay there, keep it. That's the key. But if you're not passionate about it, it's not for you. The first step is to take that leap, in my opinion. Jump out there, go take a risk. I tell you what, when you do something like that, it becomes blatantly clear what the most important priorities are in your life, right? Maybe you're buying Wagyu steaks every week, right? Or tomahawk steaks, or you're buying the most expensive cut of beef you could. Well, rice might be more important to you in order to get that passion and that dream off the ground, right? Maybe you're working at a dead-end job and you've known it for years and years and years, but you've had this idea in your back pocket for 5 years, 10 years, 11 years, whatever, and you haven't done anything with it. Well, today I'm giving you permission to do something with it. If you're watching this on the day it comes out, which is a Sunday, awesome. Your goal for Monday is to put your resignation letter in. Go do it. There's nothing that is going to hurt. There's no downside to it. And again, there's fear involved in it. It's risky. And this isn't for everybody. But I think if you take that risk, you're going to find a whole lot more freedom in your life once you do. Passion and purpose are key to everything. You might have a purpose, right? In your job, whatever you do, it might be purposeful, it might be impactful, it might be doing things that help other people, or it might be doing things that you feel really edified for, but you might not be passionate for it anymore. I've worked for those types of companies before. Great companies, fantastic companies, but I'm just not invested in it anymore. It's not that I'm not good at it. It's not that it's not providing value or purpose to someone, but I'm just not passionate about it anymore. I tell you what, I've done this. I've quit my job. I've done it many times. I've switched industries so many times throughout my life. Well, growing up, I spent 10 years in an extreme sports industry, in the ski industry, okay? Then I went into web development, and I did that for almost 8 years, okay? And there's some overlap there. Then I went into the home improvement industry, and I sold home improvement projects to people for a number of years. Now I'm out doing my own thing. In each of those situations, there was a bit of passion that was lost for it. And I knew that was the point in time when it was time for me to move forward. I read a quote from Steve Jobs when I was very young, and it went something like this. Every morning, I wake up and I look in the mirror and I ask myself, am I doing something meaningful today? Is it something that I'm passionate about? And if for too many mornings the answer to that question is no, I change what I'm doing and I do something else. That quote when I was very young impacted me very much. I've never worked for a company that I didn't like. I've never had a job that I hated. I just haven't been there. So when people come to me and say, I hate my job, my response is usually, awesome. Why? What about it don't you like? And if you can't change those things where you are, it's time to move on. See, here's the key. We have about 41 million minutes on average. 41 million minutes. Yep, nerd Ryan here, okay? I figured it out. I did the math. Little over 41 million minutes in our lives. You know what that means? If you're 20, you've got about 10 million minutes that have gone and about 30 million minutes left. You're about a quarter of the way through your life if you're 20. If you're 40, you're halfway done. Now, I don't say that to depress you, right? But the only currency we really have is time. That's our only currency. We trade our time for something that has value to people because it's a baseline and it's an equal thing, right? But time is the only currency we have. Money's not it. Gold's not it. Bitcoin, whatever you're into, those things don't have intrinsic immediate value. It's not universal value, right? Time is the only universal value. So if you're 20, you've got about 30 million units of time left, which means you've got 30 million units of currency left. Now that sounds like a lot, but most of us trade 60 units of time for 10, 20, 30 bucks an hour type of thing, right? So spend your time wisely. If it's not happening, if you're not spending your time wisely, if you take an honest assessment of where you're at with your job and it's not something you're spending your time wisely on, you've got to quit your job as soon as possible. You got to go work for yourself and start something. You've got to go and find a company that you find purpose and fulfillment in and that it's impactful for you, right? I'm not telling you what to do. What you might find purpose in, I might think is a waste of my time. But that's why I've quit my job, and that's why you should too. If you're 60 and you're close to retirement and you're just hanging in there and it's not meaningful and it doesn't provide purpose and it doesn't fulfill any of those things that we've talked about, quit your job. Go do something that does. Turn a hobby into something that'll allow you to feed your family and pay your bills. Figure out where you can cut back. And that's advice for everybody. All right, guys, thanks. That's it. Again, I'm Ryan. This has been Ryan Rants. This is some supplemental content. If you like this and you want to hear more from me, hit that like button down below. Hit the subscribe button so you get notified of any future content that comes out. The other thing that you see on this channel is my podcast called Contentious Talks. That is something where I keep my opinion more out of it. And I show how we can have conversations with people when we have disagreements and when we have agreements as well. I talk to anyone about anything on that podcast, and that's something that comes out weekly. So great content all around. Again, if you like this video, hit that like button. Start a conversation in the comments below. I'd love to talk to you more about this topic, about what you think, what your fears are centering around it, that type of thing. I'd love to have that conversation with you. Anyway, this has been Ryan Rants, and as always, tell me I'm wrong.